Hello, welcome, and thank you for coming. My name is Llewd, and if you participated in Ashes of Creation this past weekend, you'll know that we tested node sieges. This was the first siege done on live servers, and as we were aware they were coming in the patch, TMX had prepped all the materials for the node siege banner upon server launch on Thursday. The siege was scheduled for Miralith to attack Winstead on Saturday, and those who joined the siege, even level 1 rogues who were beginning leveling their characters, were at war to the other node until the siege was over. Their mayor had kicked them off and moved them to the waitlist, or they even left the event themselves. However, before the completion of the event, global chat and the main Discord were already claiming participants of the event, namely Grapply, as exploiters, and that the result was tainted. Even my favorite content creator, Dr. Burns, aka the Copium Clinic, had this to say in one of his latest videos.
Defeat? How's that? The capture point is completely owned by the defenders. Well, go figure, there was an exploit. Water is wet, today is a day that ends in Y, and Envious is involved in more exploits. Allegedly, one of their players could interact with the final capture point from their spawn. Allegedly. There were some other questionable things that happened, like guys getting into the rock where the main capture point was. It doesn't matter though, because we owned the capture point, yet they won somehow. It sucked because we had been waiting all weekend for this primetime siege.
Burns is absolutely correct in saying that it sucked because the end result didn't make the attackers feel accomplished. They were getting accused of cheating, and the 45 hours that they spent preparing for scrolls, buying out the emerald market on Vyra, and then the massive amount of gold that was spent to even launch the siege were gone in less than half an hour. Needless to say, Envious does not have a good track record, so on stream I went and looked at the recording and general reactions myself. But before we get to that, here are some of the visceral reactions from the initial outrage in the Discord. People were clearly upset, and Steven himself had to interject about the situation, stating, "My friends, I understand and love to see this passion. I too am passionate about watching/playing with you in this alpha, especially with PvP events and political intrigue. But please, allow me to reset the perspective a bit. We are working on the bugs and working to improve the experience. If you expected the siege to go off without a hitch, that wasn't a realistic expectation during the alpha. The alpha is and has been a true alpha, with sometimes game-breaking bugs or exploits. I and the team will treat repeat offenders or exploiters harshly and have done so. When verified by our copious logs or player reports, it takes some time to review these reports and verify with the logging. As for the feature, sieges are one of the more complex events, so shit is going to be a little jank this week as we identify and destroy the issues we discover. I also noticed some significant performance issues during the event. We did some profiling while the siege was happening and identified some services that were struggle busing. We'll be hitting it tomorrow and Monday." The players were still not satisfied, so he followed up with, "As I said, we will investigate the logs and reports on Monday for the siege. If it was an exploit, action will be taken." Still, with the outrage happening, Steven has to once again chime in saying, "Send me any clips. We'll take a good look at logs as well. If there was any exploiting, we will of course take actions. I want to remind everyone that even though there were/are bugs or exploits, the first dozen or so of these sieges are going to be rough. I will likely ask the team this week to keep the servers up and have more sieges initiated for testing on the Alpha 2 servers. We will be running live debuggers during these tests, which will make performance worse, but it will give us good info to fix the bugs." We even had the mods come into the Discord and have to try to calm down the situation by saying, "Please keep things from descending into personal attacks. So far you have all been okie dokie and can understand the frustrations. Just a reminder, please be well to each other." I know that was kind of a long intro, but I thought the context was completely necessary. Without further ado, here is my initial stream reaction. It is also followed by with what the actual bug/exploit was. So please tune in through the rest of the video. I would highly appreciate it. I am trying to get monetized on YouTube. I am very, very close. So just keep watching, keep getting those minutes up for me, and thank you for coming. So yeah. So 30 plus people came to the Discord after the siege, which touching Grapply. He posted a full VOD on the entire siege from his POV, which obviously cleared him of any wrongdoing. "Surprised the siege was laggy and we had bugs. Shrug. I do think it's really important to take this time or this moment and realize the danger of witch hunting. A lot of these specific players don't care about exploits, bugs, etc. They only care about when they don't win or get rewards or have some personal vendetta against guilds they don't like. Hopefully the bugs they get fixed and we do more sieges ASAP, but a lot of people owe Grapply an apology, and for those same people should not be taken seriously when they are clearly operating on rage and raw emotions." And then we can watch the full clip. I'm going to slow this down because holy shit. Also, why is it playing in dog shit quality? I guess there is only dog shit quality, my bad. Let's go 0.5 speed. So they kill the gate, uncontested. They wrap around to the northern side of Winstead. Kill this gate. They're shooting people from over the wall, which is normal for this. They take the channel point. They're fighting people on their back end. They wipe them. Okay. And then they wipe that guy. Finish killing the gate. They kill people that hop over. They wrap all the way back around to where they initially killed the first gate. They just push in. He dies. Revives. Pushes in. He's behind the lumber mill. Okay, he goes back to the gate. This is close to the caravansary. He's rooted, he walls. Dies again. He's at the attacker siege camp, goes through the gate. Or they're planning to they just walk through the gate? Where's the defense at, dude? Okay, and then they're going up. And grapple. Okay, they're sitting there. They're just fighting near the market. Everybody's on top of the rock. Okay. Goes through the market. They're definitely all on the rock. They try to push. Everybody gets wiped. He zombie deaths. He's fighting. He's dead. Zombie death. He's stuck. Tries to grapple. Oh dear, sending a TM that takes a real take. Dude has 2 characters wiped. Try again. I mean, like, he's got 1 character wiped, and that drama already went over, and they fixed that with the devs. They have an open line of communication for any exploits. Polar has a strict rule that there's no exploits allowed. So, I mean, try again. See, I would rather look at actual real footage rather than just make a baseless claim on like what people are saying. I'd rather just like look at the actual source of what's happening. We're watching from Grapply's point of view where people are saying that there's a ton of exploiters happening right now. Okay, he's dead. Hasn't tried channeling once yet. Zombie death again and victory. That's Grapply's entire point of view. Literally, is he even grappling? Is he even channeling ever? Like he's just zombie deathing. Oh, this bottom bar is the channel, by the way. So when did the channel start? The channel starts here. It's channeling now. This bottom bar starts channeling. So this top one, this top bar, I know it's really shit quality. But this top bar is basically time left remaining in the siege. And then this bottom bar is like you're capping. Like you're capturing the point. At no point was he ever actually on the flag. He's literally just fighting. And then he's having zombie deaths, which has happened multiple times when servers are not doing well. Like, it's already almost halfway up. He's been fighting the whole time. So people calling Grapply as an exploiter is really fucking weird. I did see the other video that they posted where it shows like Grapply's under the rock bugging the fuck out, but that's not an exploit. He's not actually exploiting. It's just buggy. Like, okay, he's on the rock now, but the capturing is already halfway done. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this was an intentional exploit. And it's literally just propaganda at this point. This is the entire full siege gameplay. It's literally almost uncapping. Grapply did nothing wrong. Not what I'm saying. TM is shit. Okay, you can not like TM. That's fine. But he's literally trying to defend... I don't know. He's trying to defend somebody in his guild and, like, say be nice, dude. So that's crazy. Grapply is a player that is known for jumping inside rocks, getting on top of buildings and clipping to attack people, etc. Not a bug. They were practicing how to jump inside rocks and exploiting terrain to cast yesterday. Not really. Steven was watching the siege. Okay. I mean, somebody came in my stream earlier and said that we were practicing getting into walls and shit. So here, let me show you the actual video. I'm in the Alpha 2 bugs issues, shadow step bug. Okay. So this was earlier today. Sovereign tries to shadow step into the wall. Right? And then I try to do the same thing. So you can get into some walls, and this is known, especially in the desert when there's like clipping happening inside of these like walls and shit like that. Like the game isn't fully optimized, it's not fully developed. You can obviously get through some of these walls. But I even reported it in game, I reported it to the devs, I reported it to the bugs channel. Like this was not for the siege. And honestly, nobody wanted the siege to end that quickly regardless. So, I mean, it's kind of cringe for people to say that that's an exploit or that we were practicing to exploit. Yeah, when it shows somebody under the rock, that's a client side issue only for those watching. Is he under the rock? He's actually not. True. And like we've seen dwarves, which he is playing, like fall through the map multiple times. Like they have clipping issues with terrain from the end user side, not necessarily from like your own personal side either. It's just really weird. Really weird when people just see a guild name and just start yelling shit for exploits and shit. Stupid. That's why everyone just memes like, oh yeah, we're exploiters, haha. Because it's just overblown and everybody said it. And I used to say it too. I did. But as long as the game is being made better and you're reporting these bugs or exploits or whatever and not abusing them, it's fine. That's what alpha is. If it was an intentional abuse, I would leave the guild immediately. Obviously, just report it and make the game better. That's all we care about. And even when we had that big, huge Discord PvP, like in the voice chat, I think you were there, Phoenix. Like, that's how Muggsy actually is when he talks. Is he's just like, okay, did we actually, like, how did you guys actually feel? Nobody had fun, right? Like, nobody enjoyed just randomly, like, having the siege end that early. Like, everybody wanted a PvP. The servers were really laggy from literally everybody. Nobody enjoyed that. I think most people are mad about Envious and Polar talking that they won bragging due to a bug and not their own effort. I think they're literally just memeing, because as soon as they won, or like not even before they, or like not even after they won, like before they even win, people are just yelling exploiters in chat. And it's like they're trying to play the game. They're just trying to win the game, and then it randomly caps and they don't know what's going on. They can't cancel the channel or whatever. Like, you're getting called exploiters. Of course you're just gonna fucking meme or like go get like immediately defend. You either get defensive or you like meme back. Like, there is no other option. If you stay silent, you look bad. If you try to defend yourself, you're gonna look bad. Like, it's stupid. Like, it just doesn't matter what you say or do. Even after all of that, it turns out Grapply wasn't the one even capturing, and the real bug was someone else, ghost capturing the channel point from the graveyard, and there wasn't even a way to stop it. Intrepid took the logs and began testing node sieges on all the realms this past Monday and Tuesday with much of the same people. Although after Winstead's excruciating loss on Monday from the salty runback without these so-called exploits, some players didn't even return to attack Miralith on Tuesday, forcing some of the defenders to swap to the attacking side in order to help out Intrepid with more data gathering. Anyways, I hope that was educational for everybody and you have a wider perception of the actual drama and the accusations against Polar and Envious this past week on node sieges. Thank you for coming, and I hope you come again.